I'm in.
Hel-
You certainly are.
Hello.
Hello.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. All right. That was good. Great. Slating.
Hello, one and all. Good to have you with us on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. Tonight we continue in our 21st season of Red Barn Radio, and we welcome you to show number 817. Yeah, 817. Pierce Edens, our guest this week, is an independent musician and singer-songwriter from Western North Carolina. He's a powerful vocalist and performer in his own right, as you'll soon learn. And both as a soloist and fronting a band, Pierce has shared stages with notables from the Wood Brothers to Robert Earl Keen and Steve Earle and Hayes Carll. With well over 4 million streams on multiple platforms, congratulations, and pockets of loyal fans across the nation, audiences clearly indulge in the hard-edged folk sound Pierce creates alongside his longtime bandmate, Kevin Reese. They're here tonight for you, and we are so glad you can be with us. Welcome Pierce Edens and Kevin Reese to the Red Barn stage.
He's a wandering man, he got a lit cigarette. It's burning in one and he got a truck and he liked driving it, Lord, he liked driving it because got this one rusty spot, but run well enough to keep that back door open wide. He got them bright blue eyes to invite you inside if you're so inclined, but don't you walk in smiling. There are some things you'll never leave behind, and I watched you run and you made it all the way across the country, and I watched you run and you made it look like there was something chasing. I don't owe you nothing, but I feel like I'm in your debt, and this world it don't owe you nothing, or it might just hurt you less. So sidestepping all your fancy dancing, you feel like a brother to me, and now we don't not dance for better or worse. Well, you don't get to choose your family, so I watch you go, but I can recognize what I don't know, and I watch you go, but I hope someday you find that home you're looking for. Ooh, look, now, now, oh, Lord, give me He's a wandering man, he likes that driving, he likes that highway, he likes that old saying, ooh, about that Rolling Stone, how it ain't got nothing on, it ain't got nothing on it, no, Lord, he ain't got nothing. Till he slow down, up and quit, and I watched you run, and you made it all the way across the country, and I watched you run, and you made it look like there was something chasing, and I don't owe you nothing, but I feel like I'm in your debt, and this world it don't owe you nothing, or it might just hurt you less. So sidestepping all your fancy dancing, you feel like a brother to me, and now we don't not dance for better or worse. Well, you don't get to choose your family, so I watch you go, but I can recognize what I don't know, and I watch you go, but I hope someday you find that home you're looking for.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Drawing from his Southern Appalachian music roots and the grunge rock that took hold of him in his youth, Pierce Eden's genre-bending style is notoriously hard to pin down. As Journal of Roots Music No Depression author Bill Kopp writes, Pierce Eden's is a gritty troubadour who takes what he needs from each style, blending and bending it to suit the needs of his songs. Far from a newbie on the scene, Pierce has spent 10 years plus developing his regional following and has self-produced 4 albums of music. Reviewers called his 2017 release Stripped Down and Gussied Up fiery and haunting. Pierce has a new release in the works called A Life in the Trade, and perhaps we'll get some sneak peeks this evening from that effort. Welcome Pierce Eden's and Kevin Reese back to Red Barn Radio.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll do a couple of new tunes, so yeah, why not? Thank you, Red Barn, for having us out. This one's from that Stripped Down, Gussied Up, though. It's called It's All Right, It's All Wrong, and it goes... Gotta be so hard. Oh, why you wanna make it so awful hard? What if falling down was just falling down and not worth it after all? 'Cause we all got trouble, don't we? And we all cut from that same old ragged cloth. But I would take your ragged company over any other I've come across. Long they'll be happy without me. If you ever did, I don't know what I'd do. But the only thing I know any certain day anymore than all that I do. Yeah, everything I thought I knew. Yeah, everything I thought I knew. Yeah, everything I thought I knew. Before you were old. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. That's all. Man, that's all. It's all right now. So dropping car keys down into the punch bowl. Oh, big walking stick out by the back door. We'll go cut a new trail up over that old road when ain't nobody looking for us. 'Cause I ain't got nothing to do today, and ain't nothing in this world I'd rather do and go wandering up off into the backwoods or wherever you're leading me to. 'Cause how'd you pick up that broken sky so easily? How'd you trick that rose into bloom, man? How'd you take away all that uncertainty along with everything I thought I knew, man? Yeah, everything I thought I knew. Yeah, everything I thought I knew. Yeah, everything I thought I knew before you were old. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. That's all. Man, that's all. All right, thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. yeah. So do a couple of old favorites here, get it started, and then work our way towards that new material. This one, this one's the one that we've been riding for a little while. I wrote it a while back, having not traveled much on music. You know, like you said, we're kind of working around the Western North Carolina, where we're from, Madison County and Asheville. It's kind of home ground for us, and I was dreaming about leaving. And so this song came about out of that, and it's called Montana, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. No. Here we go. Two angels came to me the other night in my dreams and told me this old town is going under. Oh, you and me, don't we'd be free to go. So long we never look back over our shoulders. So with you by my side, we could go for a ride. We could strike a match and not wait to watch it burn. We go running, we go flying. I either got a great big old sky out there. Give me your hand, darling, I'll give you the world. Your hand, darling, I will give you the world. And we could move a Montana, and we could drop this Elmwood, we could drive a back roads. Oh, and when we get there, we could trade my truck for some horses. Tear down the neck fence in our way. Yeah, tear down the neck fence that we see. Yeah, just be happy on something free. Just be happy on something free. Happy on something free, yeah, you and me, yeah, you and me, you and me, you and me. See, now I ain't all that surprised, it's been coming for a while, and you and I, we've always played the cage. Keep on playing, darling, you know what I'm saying. It's a great big world, not like your company. So I'm speaking, don't think to take my hand and come with me. We can work your detail later if we work them out at all. You pick the music, I'll start driving out here. They got a great big old sky out there. Learn to fly it before long, and we can learn to fly it long before we fall. Oh Lord, we can move a Montana, and we can drop this Elmwood, we can drive a back roads. Oh, even me and there we could trade my truck for some horses. Tear down the net fence in our way. Yeah, tear down the net fence that we see. Yeah, just be happy on something free. Just be happy on something free. Just be happy on something free. Yeah. We played the singing, we played it to the hill. It was a beautiful line, but if I hear it one more time, I swear to God, I'm just gonna have to shoot someone. We've been beat so down, yeah, we painted this whole town. You read so many times, I believe it so can. But I can hear it talking you, this great big old guy out there inviting us to go swimming in the head. Yeah, you and I, we gonna go swimming in the head. We gonna move a Montana, and we gonna drop this Elmwood, we gonna drive a back roads. Oh, even we get there, Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, I do this one on this other guitar. I carry two guitars around with me. Call them the Road Dogs. One of them's Martin, and one of them's a Sweaty Martin. Have a good time with it. Call him Sweaty Martin. He's been with me for longer. And then do one of the new songs for you. This one's called The Near Misses, and it's going to be the first song on the second side of our new record because we're getting to put it out on vinyl and everything. And it goes like this. Ready for it? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, almost great. They were halfway there. They were almost working, and they almost get. They almost get. And it's the near misses, and it's the close calls, and it's the near misses that are the hardest ones to let go of. Let go of. But there were ever sleeping down after the bed and saying this is kind of working, and they very nearly meant it. Oh no! And I mean, you wanted something better, then you gotta go and get it, and leaving something fine behind you might come to regret it. Lord knows, oh Lord knows. And I mean, who had time to go around chasing love? And sometimes for some folk, well, good is good enough. So is good enough? Or is it the near misses? Is it the close call? Is it the near misses that are the hardest ones to let go of? Let go of, yeah, love. Well, almost perfect is like kinda good, and kinda working means it ain't working the way that it should. But honey, it should. And almost finished means it isn't done, and kinda loving honey, that means it isn't love. So is it love, real love, or is it the near misses? Is it the close call? Is it the near misses? Is it the close call? Is it the near misses? Is it the close call? Is it the near misses that are the hardest ones to let go of? Let go of, yeah. Oh, let go of love. Oh, let go. Thank you. Thank you, Red Barn. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's a new one, like I said. It's going to be on that new album. Yeah, we're proud of it. I built a studio with a friend of mine and recorded it, traded time for time. and that's why we're calling it a life in trade. And you know, like he's a good fellow, plays a banjo, and a couple of different outfits, Tall Tall Trees being one of them, and he's as strange as we are, you know, because kind of grew up in the folk and the old time scene out there in Madison County, North Carolina, and then fell in love with the rock and roll. And so I figured the thing to do about it is then to write a song that's about as bluegrassy as we get and call it rock and roll song. And it goes like this: 20-foot, 1, 2, ready. Down, working the sun till my skin turn brown. Work it harder than a man seen ya. I'm gonna earn me a name for me. Yeah. Work hard than a man seen ya. I'm gonna earn me a name for me. And I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Now I'm gonna let it go. Now I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Yeah. God love it, tell them all the things you have to say, the way to make it mad. Do the weird little thing that you already have. So I'm gonna sit around all the day, watch this world just pass by me. Yeah, I'm gonna sit around all the day, watch the world just pass by me. And I'm gonna let it go. Now I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Now I'm gonna let it go. Now I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Now I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Now I'm gonna let it go. Now I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Never get close, and every old weight lay on the shoulder. And I thought I'd being funny, Lord. Thought the world gonna bring me down. Till the one day when the clouds open up and I figured it out. See, I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll now. I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll now. I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll now. I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Always see heaven, but I never get close. And every old way laid on the shoulder. And I thought I'd been punished, Lord. Thought the world gonna bring me down. Till the one day when the clouds opened up and I figured it out. See, I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll now. I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll now. I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll now. I don't mind it, oh no, I'm gonna sing a little rock and roll. Whoa!
All right. Our guest on Red Barn Radio this evening is Pierce Edens. He's here with his buddy Kevin Reese. Mm-hmm. They play together a bunch, and I've known each other for a long time, I take it. Is that right, Pierce?
Yeah, well, we met at a buddy of his wedding that he hired us as the band. We had known about each other around the small town of Hot Springs, North Carolina, but hadn't ever just met, and he was just back into town and kicking around for the wedding, and that was on a Saturday, and I was in need of a lead guitar player at the time, so I asked him about it on that night and wondered if he was busy on Monday.
You mean 2 days later?
Yeah, 2 days later, he said, well, no. And so we had a practice, got about 3 songs in. I was like, it's going pretty good. How do you feel about it, Kevin? He said, good. And I was like, are you busy on Wednesday? And he said,
2 days later?
Yeah, 2 days later than that, and we went on a tour for the next 7 years.
Oh, all right. It worked. So it's been about 8 years you guys have known each other?
Thereabouts. Getting 9? 9. Time's weird. They keep adding to the number.
Yeah.
So about 9 years now.
So both of you then natives to that area?
Yeah. I mean, I was an early import I was about like 4 years old. My parents fled New York City and came to Madison County, North Carolina.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, just flip the switch. Like a.
Yeah, that is definitely a switch.
Yeah,
flip.
move out to the country and eat a lot of peaches, I think was the idea. And so yeah, we took over an old house out in Madison County and been renovating it since. So, yeah.
How old were you then when that move
About
happened?
4 years old. Yeah. I remember a couple of things of the big city, but not much at all. And so I grew up out in Madison County in Marshall, which was just sort of one town up the river from Hot Springs, where Kevin is.
On French Broad?
Yeah, on the French Broad River there. Yeah, it's a beautiful spot to be from. Proud to call it home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fun to think about that. Now, the part of the story of your youth is that you sort of lived in a world where you didn't hear a lot of music playing in the house.
Yeah.
And was that intentional from your parents? I'm getting a different picture of your parents now.
Yeah, it's hard to
as you
say.
talk about
I've never gotten a straight answer from them about that. I don't know if we just didn't have the money to buy a CD player or a tape deck at the time. I
Sure.
think was the dominant medium. We just didn't have one, and and it just didn't occur to us to get one until I was about I want to say 13 years old, 14 years old, something
That
like
just
that.
strikes me as strange, that
no,
you wouldn't
no
have
TV.
it because it seems to me your parents valued music. Did they take you around to these
Yeah,
old
that-
time festivals and stuff when you were a kid?
That was kind of how we got that, because I just sort of grew up with live music all around me. Madison County is a hub for traditional old time music.
Yeah.
There are families out there that still sing the ballads as they were handed down by Granny because Granny handed it down to her.
Right.
And so there was always folk music festivals about there were my first job was a dishwasher in a little cafe in Marshall, and there was always live music in there. There was always live music every Friday night down at the train depot.
And typically old time?
Yeah, old time folk music, and then you'd go out to these festivals and hear gospel and bluegrass and country music and odd man out every now and then. You'd get some rock and roller passing through, or see a blues man do the thing, and so there was always just kind of music around. So we didn't feel as though we were lacking for it.
Yeah.
In the house, we just didn't have any recorded music around. Didn't have TV on. There was just really kind of no time for it. We were just.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, it was all right. Until of course we found it, and then.
Yeah, right.
And
it's
all
like
bets were
Pandora's
off.
box.
The lights came on, and
What was your dad and mom doing all this time? Was your dad working on renovating the house and building?
Yep.
And did he teach you some of those skills?
Yeah, oh yeah. We sort of grew up, improvising. It was, kind of a city mouse in the country scenario at first. Where we had wood fire to heat the place, and so it was real hot right next to the stove, and then you'd go run to bed, and your water would freeze on the bedside table.
Yeah.
It was like that for many years, and we were always just kind of working on the place. My dad's a pest control man now, but he had a bevy of different jobs while we were settling in, and mom too. We were just in there just working it out, and. Yeah, she's teaching Shakespeare now, I think,
Did she teach high school?
Yeah, she bounced around for a while, ran a theater program at a school in Asheville for, a number of years, and is now mostly retired. From that, and knitting and crocheting an awful lot, you know. And so I've got lots of warm blankets. And that's.
When you go back and think about those times when you went to hear old time music, or when you were back in the dish room listening to music, what was the instrument that got into your head?
Well, you know, well, maybe this is evidence right here. I put the capo way up on the guitar because I think I might be a frustrated mandolin player, you know, because I've always loved
that.
Yeah, I've always loved, you know, like just the way that those little instruments can act as both, you know, like a lead and a snare.
It's like a washboard.
Yeah, you
right?
know, like it's a great rhythm instrument that can double on a lead, and so I always appreciated that about them. So that one always called to me, but I never actually found it to fit under my fingers.
How about clawhammer banjo?
Oh, love it. Yeah.
Tell me,
I bang around on a banjo every now and then, but only enough to scare the cat, you know.
So then Asheville, Marshall's only what, 20 minutes from Asheville?
A little further than that, but not much. You know,
Okay.
like, 20, 30 minutes, depending on how you go. It's just downriver the whole way.
Yeah.
You know, like, and beautiful little town. You know, 2 stoplights. We're proud of them both. You know, and you know, like it. You know, like as you know, like the cliff and the main street and the river. And for some reason or another, way back in the day, they decided to put the school on an island in the river. You know, like I never quite worked that one out, but was happy about it all growing up as a kid, because you know, like most of the nation gets off for snow, and we would get out for rain on occasion. You know, like
right.
Be up at night like rain more, rain more, rain more. You know, like wash it away.
So is this the school you're talking about still there?
The school is still there. It's no longer a school. It's now like a bunch of art studios.
And can you see it from the shoreline in Marshall?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I think I saw it.
Oh yeah, it's over there. It's you know, like so the courthouse sits right in the middle of town,
Yeah.
and then then there's the coffee shop, and the jail, which is now a hotel, and then across the bridge is the art studios. You know, you can walk on over there. It's a beautiful old bridge, and beautiful old town. It's charming. It's one. It's yeah, like I said, I'm proud to call it home.
Yeah, but also it was important for you to leave there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, one of the best things about a small town is how easy it is to get out of there. You know, because you just walk in one direction and you're out in about 30 seconds flat.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Logistically easy to get out, but
Yeah.
right.
Well, you know, in great Southern tradition of saying, "Oh, I love it so much," but you won't believe. You just will not believe. You know, like what goes on. You know, like yeah. Love that town. Love talking bad about it when I sneak out down the highway.
Huh. What do you see for change in that area?
Well,
since your child when you were 4 or 6 when you remember.
Used to be a dry county. That's
change.
gone. Oh yeah, that's a big change. They got breweries everywhere now.
Everywhere.
You know, like so. Took a 180 on that one. I said no beer. Okay, all the beer. Turn all the water into beer. You know, and it's pretty tasty beer. So I got no complaints.
And is hot springs really a thing still?
Oh yeah, hot springs
Really?
has still got the warm water. You know, like you can go sit in the tubs. It's not.
Is it real or?
It's for real. Yeah, warm water coming up right out the ground. They pump it into tubs, and it's a lovely way to spend an afternoon.
Yeah, I would think so, but I mean, I can sit in a hot bathtub at home.
That's true, but this one's outdoors, right by the river.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
People have, yeah, but are there really actually healing properties to that water? Do you believe in that, or is that just?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it. You know, like I feel good after I get out of a soak, but like I don't know any of the science behind it. I just think it's kind of nice, you know, like get the mineral water on your skin and sit there and not do nothing for an hour.
Yeah, right. It sounds nice.
Yeah.
Still sounds like a cult to me. But it's really good to have you guys here, and your music is amazing, and I can't wait to talk more.
Yeah.
The next, just so you can be thinking about this while you play.
Yeah.
The next question I'm going to ask you is going to be about the first singers that you heard.
Oh.
You know, when you were a kid, because you were talking about folks singing those ballads, and
For sure.
your singing is amazing.
Well, thank you.
All right, Pierce Edens.
All right. Well, thank you. And do this one for the old hometown. I was recording the last album, stripped down, gussied up, and was short a song, and needed one real quick. And so I went to downtown Marshall and sat out in front of the courthouse, and felt sorry for myself for a second. And then again, this song sort of fell out of me because there's so many churches down there, and they don't coordinate. But occasionally, all the bells go off at the same time, and it sounds phenomenal. And so I wrote this one called "The Bells of Marshall." It goes. In my mind, sometimes I buy a boat and I go out on the ocean and I anchor it someplace I find somewhere way offshore. And with no one near to bother me, I slip into that water and I swim until I can't see that old boat anymore. And I'm the only thing around in miles and miles of ocean. I'm just floating there and hoping for something I've left behind. But I ain't never bought no boat, and I don't know nothing about sailing. I'm just sitting on them courthouse steps waiting for those bells to chime, singing that old song like ones folk used to sing. Comes a-floating into my mind sometimes like a distant memory, and I close my eyes, let the sound wash over me, just sitting and listening to bells of Marshall ring. Sometimes I think I'd like to ride the rails upon a rusty train, not get off till I'm certain that I don't know where I am, never stay one place for long, never go back again, just let the rhythm of the riding ride away my old name. But I ain't never bought no ticket, never hopped no freight. I just watch them rolling into town, slowly roll away, and I watch them as they go. And I swear to myself someday I won't be sitting on them courthouse steps waiting for those bells to ring, singing that old song like ones folk used to sing. It goes rolling through my mind sometimes like a distant memory, and I close my eyes, let the sound wash over me, just sitting and listening to bells of Marshall ring, just sitting and listening to bells of Marshall ring. Just sitting and listening to bells of Marshall ring. Yeah. Sweet song for the old hometown. Do another new one for you here. Yeah, like I said, I got to know this guy, Mike Savino. This was over the pandemic, you know, like started up sort of, you know, tour schedule was canceled, you know, like we went from playing, you know, like 150 shows a year, you know, like it was getting up towards that, you know, like just bouncing around, kicking in bars and coffee shops and theaters and you know, like festivals and whatnot, and then all of a sudden we just had time again, and I started in on, you know, like homesteading. I've got like 11 chickens now and a couple of rabbits and cat and a dog and a garden that I swore I wasn't going to plant this year because I'm getting back to music, but I couldn't help myself, and you know, like I was building things on the side, and you know, like just all the side hustles kind of came into the forefront, you know, because music was you know, on pause. I was you know, streaming and playing for the phone, but you know, like that never clapped, and so that it became this other thing, and I got called from this guy, Mike Savino, like I said, Tall Tall Trees, who was building a recording studio, and so we traded. Yeah, you know, like I helped him build it, and he helped me record this next album, and this is one on for that one. It's called Lovely Bones, and it's sort of a torchy love song about how we all couldn't go visit each other, and how lonely that got me. Went on a walk down the railway by the river. I didn't have nowhere to go, just hoping to see the trains. And I walked all day long, never saw nothing, 'cause they ain't running today, and I'm just running away, 'cause I don't wanna go home, 'cause I don't wanna be alone anymore. Was cooking for two, again out of habit. I even got so far as to pull down that extra plate. I lost my appetite when that happened, and I just put it all away, because it all tastes the same as it did yesterday, and every other day since you went away at night. Just tossing and a turning. I had a head for you, couldn't seem to find my pillow. I had arms full of nothing except for the yearning. God, it feels so wrong, be so alone, so unrewarded. Won't you come on over? Won't you, honey? Come over. Won't you lay your body down? Come over. Won't you, darling? Won't you lay your lovely bones down in these empty arms? We can mend these tender hearts if you want to. If you want to, honey, come on. Thank you. Yeah, lovely bones. Well, thank you. Like I said, that's a new one. So that'll be on the new record. Close this set with another off the stripped down, gussied up. And this one's called Sirens. It's kind of more about the other thing, not being stuck at home, but rather being out on the road and going all over and just chasing down that dream, you know. Like we're doing now. Thanks for having us out, Red Barn. Radio is good to be here. I'm going to do this one. It's called the Siren Song, and it goes... Black over the ridge at the top from the snow and the ice and the rain, and the water's coming up, but it doesn't matter none, 'cause this one isn't getting away. No, the dull and the quiet turn so sharp and silent now. I'm straining my ears, I'm listening for the slightest sounds. Oh, see, go to hurt it once, it was just a song on the wind, and I've been chasing it round ever since then. Yeah, I heard it once, it was just a my head, it slacked off a little bit as I watched the failing of the moon. But the sun was still abed, but them clouds up overhead, they were lighting off like they were on fire. Yeah, and I watched them burning like the lessons I've been learning from the offering we made to the meat time.
Well, guess what, folks? We've got lots more music and conversation with Pierce Edens and Kevin Reese. But I'd like to take a minute first to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams, both tonight's and on any given Wednesday, remain available online for you to view at your convenience. Our live video stream is available on the weku.org website, as is our audio stream, compliments of wgad.net in central New York. Don't miss a single episode of this program, and be sure to tell your friends what it is that you find special about Red Barn Radio. Our guest next week is Rachel Bayman. With her 2017 debut, Shame, this Americana songwriter and multi-instrumentalist emerged as a fearless voice of the American female experience. Shame was produced by Andrew Marlin of Mandolin Orange. They're called something else now. But it was featured on NPR's Songs We Love, called Rootsy Wake Up Call by Folk Alley, and described by Vice's Noisy magazine as flipping off authority one song at a time. Originally from Chicago, Bayman moved to Nashville at 18 and has spent the last decade working as a musician in a wide variety of roles. Get this, from session musician with people like Molly Tuttle and Kelsey Walden and Caroline Spence, to live side woman with, you've heard these names, Casey Musgraves, to bandmate and producer. Fiddle music was her first love, and she is known in the bluegrass and old-time world for her work with progressive acoustic duo 10-String Symphony with fiddle player Christian Settlemeyer. So you got to be sure to join us next week with Rachel Bayman. That's on Red Barn Radio. Red Barn Radio! Listen to the live. Now let's get back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program. We welcome you live on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the grand city of Lexington, Kentucky, here in Arts Place Performance Hall. Welcome back, Pierce Edens, to Red Barn Radio.
Coming down, body done drowned in the river. Yeah, body in the river and the rain coming down. Somebody got close when that water up like this. When that riverbank crumble neath your feet, it's already too late to swim. It's already too late to swim, Lord. Let 'em body in the river and the rain coming down. Body done drowned in the river. Yeah, body in the river and the rain coming down. Somebody gotta go get her. Somebody gotta go get it. I think. Lord, was she with someone when she died? Or was she left all alone? Or was she someone murdered, someone wife, someone's child? Now all they ever gonna know. I say, how all they ever gonna know unless we go down? Body in the river and the rain coming down. Body done drowned in the river. Yeah, body in the river and the rain coming down. Somebody gotta go get it. Somebody gotta go get it. But that rain's been coming down for days, and it never lays the river. You're sleeping in that water, you're laying in that river bed. There's a rage, yeah, sleeping in the water. There's a rage. Down body in the river and the rain coming down. Body done drowned in the river. Yeah, body in the river and the rain coming down. Somebody gotta go get it. Somebody gotta go get it. Grab a rope, make it quick, she gonna walk that river foam like a rabid dog, and she already tasted some blood today. Yeah, she already tasted some blood today. Grab a rope, make it quick, she gonna walk away. And pray, I said pray. I don't wanna never feel crazy. No, I don't wanna never know a name. No, I don't wanna never feel faith. And I don't wanna never know a name. Down body in the river and the rain coming down. Body done drowned in the river. Yeah, body in the river and the rain coming down. Somebody gotta go get it. Somebody gotta go get it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Got a little dark writing that one. But, you know, lighten her up a touch after that, I think. Hard to go further down, but we're going to give you all a breather and sing a love song. And this one's a new one. It'll be on our new album as well. I think it's going to be the first song on our new album. And we're going to release a couple of singles throughout the summer leading up to its release on September 15th of the whole thing. But this will come out as a single beforehand. And we're calling it The Only Ones. And it goes a little something like this. 1, 2, ready, go. was a lost and lonely boy out looking for someone to tell his lies to, hoping that for once someone would call him on the phone and ask him for the truth. And she had been out wandering in the cracks between the days, and the years were piling up, writing lines on her face, and she was reasonably pleased with those streaks of gray. And she could see right through me. Yeah, right through me. Long words out and broken, unsatisfied when your head and your heart are put together like mine are. It's easy to fold into myself, and I can show you the scars. But you got me feeling wound up and reckless enough to unclasp his throat, let loose of his tongue, let fly those most dangerous words like love. But she could be the only one, the only So give me all your lies and I'll tell you my secrets, and if you can keep up, I'll take you where I keep them, and we'll shine a light in these darkest caverns of mine. And give me all your words and I promise I take it, disarm your defenses and stand with you naked, and we'll light a torch in these darkest caverns of yours. 'Cause we could be the only one, the only one, yeah, the only one, the only one, the only one. Thank you. Yeah. All right, I want to do this old one here. Like I said, we were kicking around, playing and most any stage that would have us for years, and came up with a song for that good kind of trouble that'll get you into it, you know, like that out and playing and having a good time, and then you go out and play some more, and then you see the sun come up and think, whoops. It's called Mischief, and it goes like this: 1, 2, ready. It's a long, ugly shot in some foreign corner pocket. It's a big, big bet on a bad, bad hand. And it's a one little tickle up against your skin. And it's a quarter smile and a half a breath. And it's a little bit of sugar, little bit of spice. It's a little burning on the tip of your tongue. And it's a one little tickle up against your skin. And it's a quarter smile and a half a touch. And it's that little bit of mischief does flaking, and a give, and a smell of salt and sweat and breath. And it's the way your clothes stick to your body and get cold. And it's the way they warm up again. It's a ache in your cheek from the smile you can't hide. It's a rise in your lungs when you breathe. There's a tremor and a quiver and a shiver in the arm. It's a what's in the kettle from the steam. It's that little bit of mischief, that little bit of trouble. That old door left that I'll open. Is that little bit of mischief, that little trouble. That old fire left to burn in. Oh, it burning. Oh, let it burn out. That moon pouring at that old ocean. This is just like the lapping of the waves. It's a reflex in your neck that tore your eyes away whenever I caught you looking. There's a look on your face, told me everything for the rest of your senses kick in. Is that little bit of mischief, just that little bit of trouble, just that old door there that I'll open, just that little bit of left to burn in, it burn in, Lord, let it burn, let it burn, oh, let it. It's that little bit of mischief, just that little bit of trouble, that old door that I'll open, just that little bit of mischief, Lord, that little trouble, left to burn in, it burn in, Lord, let it burn.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Hey, Pierce, I wonder, would you mind telling the story? I'm going to take us back to a dark place. Could you tell the story of Body? Was that based on something real that happened in the news, or is that where'd you get that? What's that story? Tell the story.
Well, it's like it was a combination of things. Like what I do up here is not journalism. But it was based on a story of a couple of girls that were found in the French Broad River, which is the river that runs through the towns that I've been talking about, Asheville and Marshall and Hot Springs, and it was a sad and striking story about these two women, and it reminded me of a time when I was a river guide on the French Broad River, and it was a fun, easy-going kind of job for me, and it was like a fun, easy-going job for this other guy named Tom, who also doubled as a firefighter and a water rescue guy, and so he, had a number of harrowing stories, of which I heard snippets, and they were just always, sort of reminders, is that even though, you go out and play in the boats and whatnot, this is every river is a serious river if you catch it on the wrong day, and so it just it sort of struck me, just the respect you have to have for the water and how easy it can go wrong. So that was sort of where that kind of came from. I was I was just sort of ruminating over all of that, and yeah, it just gotta respect that water. You know, like it'll grab hold of you and won't let go. Yeah, I sort of wrote a fictionalized account of what that water rescue was like.
You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, I sort of lost my train of thought. I'm getting lost in your story. Yeah, so when you were talking earlier on about old time music and about listening to some of those songs, you mentioned the singing and you mentioned the stories. It almost seems to me, and it makes sense now, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that the stories and the voice in that old time music captivated you as much as the instrumentation.
Very, very much so. Yeah, you know, like murder ballads and songs about like death and the devil and hell and all of that. Those were always my favorite. You know, like because like you go, like you hear the other side. You know, like of course, you know, like go to church and hear gospel and sing about the light and whatnot. But I think old time music in particular, and most traditional musics, I think have you know, like in them struck a fair balance between the light side and the dark side, and all of the unique and interesting stories that those create as a result. You know, like, and so yeah, that was always very striking as a kid. I wanted to hear the old murder ballads. You know, tell me more. You know.
Yeah.
Still do.
Well, it seems like so I've been just listening to you sing the way you do. It's just so it's like you're not singing like you're not singing to guitar. You're playing guitar to your voice and to your stories.
Yeah. I mean, writing these things is always kind of a tricky number because I mean sometimes it starts with the guitar and sometimes it doesn't. You know, like I have. You know, like just a bevy of words sort of scribbled onto a page that like looks like it's coming towards a story or something, and you know, like, and so then I have to find some chords to put under it, you know. Like, so fortunately, I have my buddy Kevin Reese right here with me, who he's super talented with the music and knows more notes than I think I ever will, and it keeps me on point as far as music goes. It's been a hell of a ride with this guy. And I'm thankful to have him at my side doing it.
Well, he's brought a ton to your songs, Kevin. Yeah. But you, Kevin.
Well, it's hard to get a word out of this guy. You know, loquacious he is not.
No, I so appreciate it. I've really just loved that other voice in the music. It's great.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
Nice stuff.
Yeah. So.
Kevin, did you have anything else to say, other than no? No, it's good to have you here. But you're from that area too.
Yes.
And do you remember that sort of first time, the first time that you heard Pierce sing?
I do. It was probably 4 or 5 years before I ever started playing with him. I was a fan before I met him and everything. So. It's always been an honor to play.
Yeah.
Don't remember exactly where.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere around Hot Springs or something. But
yeah, there's been many nights kicking around. Like I said, before Kevin and I took together, I had you know, like sort of a band, you know, together, called them the Dirty Work, and that was sort of a rotating cast of musicians and whatnot, and it was always just kind of, you know, like just improvising a music career, you know, like one gig at a time. So there were a number of nights around Hot Springs and Marshall and Asheville and just sort of beyond, you know, like just sort of grew up sort of naturally from there. And this is sort of an extension of that. Yeah, because eventually, you know, like life takes over, and you know, like those, you know, like you said, it's been well over. I'm not a newbie here, you know, like it's been well over 10 years since I first started playing and releasing albums and whatnot, and you know, the families come up, and these were all good fellas, you know, like and so they had their priorities right, you know, like it was never you know, like more of a priority to go play in the bar than it was to, you know, like raise the little girl that showed up or something like that. And so miss them dearly, but understand the why and how all it went down. So.
Well, there's a certain simplicity to traveling as a duo, right? And
well, that
down
opened
the
up a
road
lot of
without
doors
the load.
actually for us. You know, like it was, and musically for us, I think too, because like I was doing all my own booking, and I had a bunch of shows on the calendar, and I just like looked at Kevin at one point because there was like about a 3-month period there where it was like sort of like a revolving door. You know, like Kevin was coming on to the project while everybody else was kind of taking off. And so I just looked at him and I was like, "Well, keep just doing it like this. See where that goes." And we did. And an album that stripped down, gussied up came out of that. You know, it was like, oh well, we'll strip it down and then we'll gussie it back up and see what comes of it. And here we are.
was that the first thing you guys did together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Like I said, like I took over my old childhood home from my folks. Took it on and renovated it and turned it into a recording space, I thought originally. But that, it turns out, like you can either work in a space, for me personally, I can either work in a place or live in it. And that place, it was great for the record that we made in it and the record before that. And then my desires for recording sort of outgrew the space that I was living in, and it's nice to live in a house, as it turns out. So, the house is now a house and not the recording space that I thought it was going to be. We recorded Stripped Down, Gussied Up at my house. So, it would just had Kevin come over. And a producer buddy of mine named Adam Johnson, who's worked on all my records, and he came over, and it was just the three of us, and we were, just sort of stretching and feeling around and just making just a record on feel. It was a lovely experience, cool. And I think it kind of brought us to kind of the sound that we have now. Me sort of taking over the rhythm section and him being the orchestra that he is. So.
Yeah, and I like the effects too that you're adding. Well, I'm so glad you guys could come to our house tonight. This is really cool to have you here, and so good to meet both of you.
Yeah,
and
a lovely spot it is.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, you're welcome back anytime.
All right.
We've got some more music with Pierce Edens on Red Barn Radio.
Do this one. This is thank you. This is a very old song. One of the first songs that I started doing out in public, that I still do, and it's sort of about exactly what we were just talking about. It's just falling in love with the prospect of playing music, falling in love with how it goes, and wanting to chase it down wherever it leads. Call it the creeping vines, and it goes like this. It's one of those nights where the dreams they grow like creeping vines. Oh, we're such a long way, seems so close. I must have gone blind. See, well, things, they won't be so clear with the coming of the next sunrise. But I tell you, right now I don't really mind. See, 'cause, well, maybe I'll fall, maybe I won't amount to much at all, and maybe that's just the risk I gotta take to take it on. 'Cause I got half a mind now to go ahead and take my half a chance, or grab on tight and run away with it until I can. See, 'cause you gotta hold on to your soul, Lord. You gotta grip it oh so tight. And 'cause you don't never sell it all at once, you sell it one little piece at a time. A little black coffee is gonna keep me awake all night. Just a little black coffee gonna push me through some troubled times. He gonna help me figure out my death, Lord, or he gonna get me used to it. See, 'cause I'm gonna spend an awful lot of time beneath that red line. And well, maybe I'll fall, maybe I won't amount to much at all, and maybe that's just the risk you gotta take to take it on. 'Cause I got half a mind now to go ahead and take my half a chance. I'll grab on tight and run away with it until I can. See, 'cause you gotta hold on to your soul, Lord. You gotta grip it oh so tight. 'Cause you don't never sell it all at once. You sell one little piece at a time. Seems I made up my mind now. Seems I done put my whole life on the line. It seems I done spared it on the hook and cast it out to see what won't bite. And we'll see whenever I am done whether or not it was a decent run, whether or not I was a genius or if I was just dumb. See, 'cause I ain't got no time to waste, ain't got no patience to waste it all. 'Cause every moment coming just another little bitty moment gone. And well, maybe I'll fall, maybe I won't amount to much at all, and maybe that's just the risk you gotta take to take it on. 'Cause I got half a mind now to go ahead and take my half a chance. I'll grab on tight and run away with it until I can. See, 'cause you gotta hold on to your soul, Lord. You gotta grip it oh so tight. 'Cause you don't never sell it all at once. You sell it one little piece at a time. Oh, you gotta hold on to your soul, Lord. You gotta grip it oh so tight. 'Cause you don't never sell it all at once. You sell it one little piece at a time. Oh, you gotta hold on to your soul, Lord. Gotta grip it oh so tight. 'Cause you don't never sell it all at once. Sell it one little piece at a time. Dive right into the next one there. This is a different song. I call it the Black Shiny Shoes. And it goes a little something. I'll take a pair of black shiny shoes for my funeral day. I'll leave behind me some old work boots and trade, and I will lay smiling in my grave, in my new pair of black shiny shoes. 'Cause it's a long walk to the grave, full of long, hard days, back breaking, feet aching, sweat and toil and shame and tired and awake. Lord, they mean the same thing, 'cause we all lost to the hammers that swing. 'Cause it is work to eat, and it is work to breathe, and it is work to live on this old earth. Oh yes, it is. So when I leave, it will be such sweet relief. Oh honey, I'm gonna look my best in my black shiny shoes for my funeral day. I'll leave behind me some old work boots and traded. I will lay smiling in my grave, in my new pair of black shiny shoes. Don't lay no box around me when you lay me. Need the bounce, don't wrap me up in no burial shroud. No, no. I take a suit between dirt and skin, Lord, whenever you lay me in. See, I wanna feel it, Lord, when I lay in the ground. Don't lay no stone in my head, no roses laying there. Just lay a little bit of dirt across my chest. Wow, yeah! And if you play Lord, don't you dig more than you need to just get me a little bit dirty before I rest in my black shiny shoes for my funeral day. I'll leave behind me some old work boots and trade. Now I will lay smiling in my grave, in my new pair of black shiny shoes, in my new pair of black shiny shoes. Yeah. Well, thank you, Red Barn Radio. I do appreciate you guys letting us come out. I think that'll do it for us. We've been running over, and so we're going to call it there. I appreciate you guys letting us come out and play. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
All right. Well, there are a lot of people to thank. We thank you, and there are so many people to thank for this program. We're ever grateful for our volunteers and staff who make our production happen so beautifully each week. We thank all of you for listening to our webcast, for watching us on social media, and those listening to us on the network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Could we get Pierce, can we get you guys to do one more tune for us?
Yeah, we'll do one more.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, we'll set you all to bed with a lullaby here. I wrote this one a while back. Call
Sweet.
it The Queen of Hearts, and it's a love song. It goes. Was 14 days in January. Do you think that she left with a bag in her hand? Do you think she just ran into the arms of some more familiar man? Do you think she'd do it all again? Lord, do you think she'd do the same thing all again? Lord, what kind of woman would that queen of hearts? Do you think she liked the smell of those old smoky bars? And do you think she likes the feeling of strange fingers on the back of her card? Do you think that she still loved that king? Lord, do you think she loved that sad king of earth? It was 14 days, and I was amazed, Lord, that I had made it so far. See, 'cause she was just playing, and I was afraid of her. I suppose, I guess I'll never know. No, I guess I never really know for sure. Remember the sun through the shade on the bed where I lay, and the shadows dancing through the dust on the window pane. And I knew she had gone, and I knew she wasn't wrong for going on the same. I wanted her again. I wanted all the chances that she gave me, and I swore this time I'd take them, Lord. What kind of woman would that queen of hearts? Do you think she liked the smell of those old smoky bars? And do you think she liked the feeling of strange fingers on the back of her card? Do you think that she still loved that king? Lord, do you think she loved that sad king of earth? Lord, do you think She loved that sad king of hers.
Well, so ends this week's Red Barn Radio broadcast, but you can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. You can also listen to archived performances on Spotify, Patreon, iTunes, and so forth. Remember, every like, comment, share, and subscribe helps bring roots music, Southern style to your neck of the woods. Red Barn Radio loves creating live streamed and radio and TV media for you every week, but please get out there and see your local artists. They don't like to be alone either. From all of us here at Red Barn Radio to all of our friends worldwide, be safe and healthy, and until next time, good night from Red Barn Radio.